The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café. This is the United Podcast Network.
Welcome to the Pit Life BBQ podcast. Join us around the pit as we talk all things barbecue. Now here is your host, Johnny Maggs.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Pit Life BBQ podcast. We got an exciting show today, so let's get right into it. What do you say there, Chrissy?
I'm in.
You're in?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So today's episode is brought to you by Uncle Steve's Shake.
Yeah. Have you ever wondered why?
Have you ever wondered why there's a line of people trying to get into your neighbor's backyard when they're having a barbecue, but they're not getting into yours? Mm-hmm. Simple answer to both those questions is your neighbor is using Uncle Steve's Shake and you aren't, which means one thing, Chrissy.
Better get you some, idiot.
That's right. Uncle Steve's Shake is handmade using only the finest ingredients, and it comes in 12 amazing flavors, including the competition line. If you eat it, we have a shake for it. If you have any shake questions, Uncle Steve has fantastic customer service to talk you through any of your shake needs. It's time to take your backyard barbecue to the next level with Uncle Steve's Shake. Shake some on everything.
And your competition level.
That's right. Mm-hmm. And we're also brought to you by Two Guys Smoke Shop and TwoGuysCigars.com. Whether you're barbecuing or not, we always keep the smoke rolling thanks to our friends at TwoGuysCigars.com. Today we are smoking the Yaya.
Yeah.
Not yet released, but so far this is fantastic. Thanks to our friends at TwoGuysCigars.com, we get to smoke some of the best cigars in the world, and so can you. Just visit TwoGuysCigars.com for your perfect barbecue companion. That's the number 2, GuyCigars.com. Also brought to you by Backline Smokers and Backline Fabrication. Ryan Newland is building some of the best one-off pits from the ground up. Your competition pits, your 250s, 500,000 gallons, his multi-tool, his 2-in-1 grill and plancha, crazy stuff. If you can think it up, Ryan can build it for you. He takes everything, all your conversations into account, and you will get stuff on this pit that you never even thought. Just the conversations you had spark something in his head, and away he goes. So check them out at Backline Fab on social media, and you're going to be blown away by what this mad scientist can build. We're also brought to you by Magna Chef Gloves. Our brother Alan Fonte knows a little something of fire management, seeing he's a Miami-Dade firefighter, and he has come out with, in my opinion, one of the best barbecue gloves on the market today. Made of food-grade silicone, the patented magnetic clips that lock into place for easy on and off. And if you can fit these bad boys in there, back in, no problem. Easy on and off. Heat rated up to 500 degrees. The web fit for firm grip. One size fits all. Dishwasher safe. And most importantly, made right here in the United States. Hit them up at magnachef.com. That's MAGNECHEF.com. Order yourself a couple pairs, one for the backyard, one for the barbecue trailer. A pair for the kitchen always comes in handy.
Yep.
You know, hey, I actually used mine the other day as a pot holder. I had to put some cast iron down. Put it right on top, and it was absolutely fine. So check them out, and at checkout, use the code ROYAL21 for 15% off your order. That is ROYAL21 at checkout for 15% off. Magna Chef, master the fire. And also brought to you, certainly not least, our brother Ian Hemming from CustomCuttingBoardsRS.com. is making in what I refer to as the Yeti of cutting boards.
Yeah, that's good.
Made of 100% dishwasher safe, high condensed UV protection, comfort sliding protections, the little rubber nubs on the bottom. So even on a wet surface, these boards are not going anywhere. Not going to slide, move on you at all. Multicolors are available, and it comes with the patented deep lip reservoir to catch all your the juices coming from whatever protein you are cooking. The standard dishwasher board, so a regular countertop board, to the massive brisket board, 36 by 18, and the new to the market pizza board, grooved for the perfect slice every time. Check them out at Magna, yeah.
Magna.
CustomCuttingBoardsRUs.com. That is the letter R, us.com. So I just hit the thing. So look in the chat real quick. There's Brother Kent. There's Miss Jean. Hi, Miss Jean. Mike C. Brother Alton, the dog father. Max Chapin. What's happening, brothers? All right. So let's get right into it.
Let's do it.
First time we had this gentleman on, I was actually unable to be here because I was having surgery on my good knee. So I missed that episode, and it was a great episode on his first book of Mastering the Big Green Egg. So from the Playing with Fire Barbecue Emporium, the one and only Mr. Craig Tabor. Craig, what's happening, brother?
Johnny Mags, how are you, buddy? I'm great.
I'm
Thanks for
hanging
having
in.
me.
Oh, man, pleasure. Pleasure is all mine. You know, thank you for coming on again, making some time to talk about the new upcoming book. Woo-hoo.
Oh, certainly.
You know, and there's a bunch of other stuff. We'll do some catching up first and foremost. So we'll always start the same way of who is Craig Tabor? How did you get into barbecue, and where did that bring you in your barbecue journey?
Yeah, certainly. I really explained it in my first cookbook, Mastering the Big Green Egg. I sort of got into what I call extreme grilling, extreme barbecue out of necessity. Sounds odd, but the story is my wife just rolls in one day.
Oh, we might be having a little connection issue.
Well, we just lost your audio.
Oh, did the earbuds die? All right, we'll get them back.
Absolutely. It
Still
just
see
takes a
him.
minute. This
We
is why
see
we're
him fine,
live.
so connection issue.
Yeah, the connection is fine.
might
It's
just
just
be
we
a
lost the audio. I don't know if
microphone issue.
earbuds or something.
No, we cannot, but I can lip read real good. Wait, no, he can hear us, so that can't be the earbuds. That is interesting. There he is.
Can you hear me now?
We got you now.
Okay, great. Perfect.
That works.
So we were talking how I got into barbecue.
Yeah.
My wife rolls in one day, just says, I'm out. I'm done cooking. I'm tired of spending all the time and effort to make a meal that lasts for 10 minutes. And really and truly, the perfect example of that is Thanksgiving Day. Some of us will spend hours, days, several days putting together this meal, and the meal is over in 15 or 20 minutes. Done.
Yeah.
And spent all that time prepping. Now it's just a massive load of dishes. She's out. She's done doing that. And I came to a fork in the road, and it really was one of those decisions where I either learned to eat Stouffer's lasagna every night, or I take the reins and become the cook of the family, and that's what I did. And don't get me wrong, I had always grilled and barbecued, but when it came time, that was a weekend hobby, not a nightly thing. So I really took the reins and made dinner every night, kissed with fire, kissed with smoke, and it really became a challenge as to I challenge myself every night. What could I do differently? I'm not a, and really and truly for me to, full transparency, for me to write a cookbook is very difficult because I'm a taste and add as I go.
Mm-hmm.
It's very difficult. I'm a cook. I'm not, I can write something down. I've been doing it long enough now to where I can write something down and know the flavors are going to fit together. But it's very difficult for me to do that. And because I don't repeat a whole lot of things, it is hard to say, I really like that. What did I do there?
Yeah.
It's hard to do that. But that got me into, to what I call, sort of extreme barbecue. I've done that for, gosh, I don't know, 12 years now. I've won some, my claim to fame up to about 2 years ago was the Big Green Egg. I've won all their competitions. I've done more Egg Fest than probably some of their hired, personalities and everything like that. So I've been all over the country, all over the world, doing that sort of thing. And it's opened a ton of doors for me. That really is what opened the door for the publisher to reach out and ask me to write Mastering the Big Green Egg. And that has done so well. Mastering the Big Green Egg is currently in its 4th reprint.
Ooh, yeah.
Fantastic for all of us, So it's doing really well, and it's doing so well. They asked me to do a second cookbook. This next cookbook is live. I titled it Live Fire Cooking. It's all firewood. It's all sticks.
Yeah.
Cooking with, there's an offset smoking chapter. There's a wood oven chapter. There's a fire pit chapter, but it's 100% all about live fire.
Oh, that's fantastic. It's fantastic. Brad, what's happening? Gregory, what's up? Junior, my brother, what's happening? So speaking of live fire, what are you puffing on over there?
I'm one of my favorite sticks. Drew Estate's Liga Privada, the old number 9.
Oh, that's absolutely our good friend Steve Saka was for years with them, and he had blended that. That was one of his biggest things. Now has his own Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust in his Mi Querida line and a bunch of others. Great stuff. Great stuff. So you're into the second book, like you had said, titled Live Fire Cooking. It covers all the offsets, open pits, all in wood-fired, all that cooking with sticks, cooking with wood.
Yeah.
Did you want to go straight to that? Obviously, the first one was based around a Big Green Egg. And just jump both feet in on the, the quote-unquote traditional aspect of low and slow barbecue, or even hot and fast these days, however you want to refer to it as?
Well, it's funny you say that. The publisher asked the exact same question. They said, well, this was my idea. Their idea was a 30-minute meal on the Big Green Egg cookbook. And I said, what are you going to do? You're going to wait 29 minutes for it to get hot, and then you're going to sear some tuna and be done. I mean, it takes a while. 30-minute meals on an egg is impossible.
Factual statement right there.
How about live fire cooking? They said, we love it, but you can't this is not something that you can learn, while you're writing it. I go, listen, I have been doing this in parallel with the egg stuff for a long, long, long time. So that was my idea. That's my passion. What I love about cooking with fire is it really slows the process down. And what I mean by that is you've got to be methodical with it. Mm-hmm. You've got to wait till the fire's right. You can't just jump in. You can't speed things up. You can certainly increase the temperature, but you cannot speed things up. You cannot speed the fire up. You cannot, it's really and truly on the fire's time. Mm-hmm. And that forces you to slow things down a little bit, make it more of a process, more of an enjoyable experience than just trying to speed it up, blow it out, just get fed and get dinner done and move on about your business.
Oh, for sure. And, that's everything, everybody asks, Well, you got to, obviously the pellet cookers have become mainstay in the barbecue world, convenience and everything. Absolutely. All these cookers, they all have their place in times, which, it's fine. If you're a pellet head, that more power to you. As far as I'm concerned, you're still cooking. So I got no problem with it. I'm just personally, I love, like how you just said it, that slow down aspect of it. I can sit there all day long, have a cigar, have a couple drinks, just relax, throw the tunes on in the background, check the fire, make sure that's going, go throw the football around with my son, or help my daughter do something, or show her some of the stuff we're doing because she shows interest in it. It just has that, basically family time, at least on my end, because I do I'm a mailman by trade, so I'm working Monday through Saturday delivering. So Sunday's my only really day off, and that's where I do a lot of the cooking for meal prep for the week. So I'll, sometimes got to start Saturday night when I get home, all straight through and just cook a bunch of stuff. Or if I'm doing like a chickens or stuff, obviously that's short cooks. I can max that out during the day. But if you want to do a butt or a brisket, that takes time. So roll with that. It just gives you the opportunity to sit back and smell the roses a little bit. Relax from the everyday mumbo jumbo and the grind, and just enjoy some time. Because God knows, we all know it's too short and it goes way too fast. So that slowing down, that's the beautiful part of it. Jeff Wepner, the judge, is in the house. C-Mac, who was on, we had you before.
What's up, C-Mac?
I see Max calling Schmitty out in Big Rome. What's up, boys? Chapin. So, did you have fun with the new book? Because some people, I say all the time, they always say, I'm never doing it again. My next book's coming out next April. Yeah, I get that. I'm never doing it again. Hey, Johnny, what's up? Got a new book coming out. Oh, I see. It just brings you back. So you still having fun with it, or you having some difficulties or along the way? Even, did you run into anything in coming up with the recipes and writing the new book?
I certainly said those exact same words. I said to my neighbor, when you're writing, when you're especially when you're doing the photo shoot of the cookbook, you're hammering it out like the Mastering the Big Green Egg cookbook. We did all 40 recipes cooked in 4 days.
Yeah.
So it was like a marathon of cooking. And I told all my neighbors and friends that came over to at least eat some of the food that we were cooking, please come eat. I said, but if I ever bring up doing another book, you just punch me and just tell me no, you said no and everything. And the publisher caught me just right. And about the 2-year mark was plenty of time, I think. And you got to realize I've been done with it on my end since probably early January. So it's been a whole lot of waiting for me.
Yeah.
My part's been done. Now, talk about challenges between this book and that book. During the cookbook shoot, the eggs, you can just leave at the same temperature and they'll just, as long as they've got the fuel in there, you can just run them. So I had 4 eggs all running different temperatures. This one, because I was managing the live fire all the time, it would be, and I shot the photography on this one.
Okay.
So this is 100% my project. So it was more of a start the fire, smoke, manage the fire, take the food off, manage the fire, plate, manage the fire, photography. Oh, I haven't added any more wood lately, so I need to go manage the fire again. So it was a whole lot more hands-on. But because I did it myself, I was able to string it out over 5 or 6 weekends versus just bam, 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 like a week-long marathon cook session. And Ken Goodman shot the first book, and Ken Goodman is a fantastic photographer. He's done Tuffy Stone's books. He's done Danielle Bennett Diva Q's book. Ray Sheehan,
Yep.
Ray from Barbecue Buddha. He's done his 2 books now. And Ken is a great person, a great photographer, but it was not my style. And so I really told the publisher I really wanted to do this on my own this time. And I really feel like my style kind of shined through, shown through that way. And we had some great images. It was a lot of fun, a lot of work, but it certainly was a lot of fun doing it.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Wesley, what's happening? Lep, James, Muhammad, thank you for tuning in, boys. Wesley Robinson is asking, when is number 2 book coming out?
We just said it got pushed back a week. We're looking at June 14th.
June 14th now.
So we're approximately 3 weeks out.
Okay. So that's all. That's available. Amazon pre-orders and all that. So
Noble pre-order, and wherever you want to get a book, they got it. Yep.
That's fantastic. So let's dive into a couple of recipes that you told me that are in the book, and I'm gonna save my favorite sounding one for last because you had me at the first word of the recipes. So we're gonna start out with the Cowboy Tri-Tip. So that's more of a traditional open fire tri-tip, correct?
Certainly. So this is in the chapter of live fire over live pit cooking, right? We start. It's in the sense it's basically a reverse sear. I show you how to do the rub. We talk about the rub, but we start the tri-tip off high, and then at the very end we sear it, around the coals. That really plays into the live fire, cooking with fire type of aspect. I mean, just searing it right on top of the coals is just a fantastic. If you've never done that, there's the fire needs to be at the exact right spot. It needs to be a mature fire, but not overly mature where it's starting to ash over. The coals all need to be orange, glowing. If you were to blow into it, they need to light up. Had that orange glow, that red glow to them, but not that ashy. You don't want to eat all the ash. So that's a great recipe. There's a chimichurri that I do over top of it when we slice it all up. It's a pleaser all the way around.
Oh, nice. Yes. Yeah, because it was funny you said that. I was going through, I don't know if it was Instagram or Twitter yesterday, but there was a video of someone it actually might have been in a tri-tip. Right there on the coals, just pulling it off, and he shows the side, and there's no ash, so it's like, oh, beautiful. The temperature was right, and just it's that great sear because it's right there at the source.
And if you've got folks around, a tri-tip is something that it's a large enough cut that you're going to have more, people around to eat it. And but you got people sitting around the fire, and you like, watch this, and you slam that thing around on top of the coals, and they're all freaking out. It's really it's a show. It's a show, really, is what it is. And you benefit from that great crust that comes off of it. Yeah.
Nice. Now I'm known as a little bit of a chili head. So this one got my attention when you had told me about it. The spicy Korean short ribs.
Yeah. So, I'm down here in Atlanta. Where I am, there's a huge Korean Asian population, and we have the Korean barbecue restaurants everywhere. And if you're not familiar with that, they actually have a fire in the middle of the table, and you can choose to grill and cook whatever you want. Almost hibachi with live fire right at your own table. And they bring the short ribs, and they bring the curled brisket, and they bring the ribeye, and you grill it over the open flames right in front of you, and they have all their sauces and everything. So there's a restaurant here in town that's one of our favorites. One of the few that actually uses charcoal. Some of them are gas, but they actually put a fresh pot of charcoal right in front of your table, in your table, and you're able to grill right on top of it. And they marinate these short ribs Now, barbecue guys all know the short rib, the big dino ribs, the big plate ribs. You know, the rib is about probably 10 or 12 inches long.
Yep.
These are flanking cut. So instead of having the rib, if you've got your ribs this way, the butcher has cut them against the bones.
Okay.
And so you've got a piece of rib with each individual bone. I call them handles.
Yep.
Gives you something to hold on to, you know. And but the beef is super rich. That's a super fatty cut. Takes a great marinade. Really has a great flavor inside of that. And so we do that right over top of the fire. It's fantastic.
Oh, it sounds incredible. Because I love the little spice, you know, especially with the barbecue and everything. It just adds a little something.
Oh yeah,
something special to it. So then we have a barbecue glazed chicken, which I was going to hold on to my last, because that's not the full title of the recipe, and because you had me at the first one, not just barbecue glazed chicken, but cheer wine barbecue glazed chicken. Now, everybody knows I'm a sucker for cheer wine. And it is extremely hard to find up here in New Hampshire.
It's extremely hard to find here.
Yeah. So I have one spot that I can get, actually two, because Messy Mike actually carries it at his trailer. But there is one spot in New Hampshire where I can get it, and I am not divulging my source because I'm considering that my personal stash, and they also carry Big Red too. So
okay. Yeah.
we got that perfect. But the cheer wine barbecue glazed chicken. So you take the cheer wine soda and you cook it, reduce it down to a glaze, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah. And it has that beautiful pinkish red color to it, you know. I'm from the Midwest. Big Red was, the red drink of choice up there. And when I moved to the South, here in Atlanta, in the area, I got introduced to cheer wine. And I was at an event probably 2 or 3 years ago when Sam Jones, the legendary whole hog cooker, he was in town and did a whole hog dinner with the Fox Brothers barbecue here in town. And he did a cheer wine burnt end. I'm sorry. It was a cheer wine pork belly burnt end.
Oh.
And I thought, man, that would be a fantastic chicken glaze. And so I tried my best to recreate or create my own version of it. And what's funny about it is when I do these cookbooks, my mom comes over and is basically on dish duty, and she volunteers to do that. So shout out, thanks, Mom. I appreciate for all you do and everything for that. But I cooked this chicken, and she, I don't know that she's really into cheer wine or into that flavor, but she certainly likes, barbecue chicken. And she comes out to the back patio, the back deck, and she's just got sauce just all over her face where she's been into that chicken. And she goes, Craig, oh my God, this is the one. This is my favorite. And really and truly, that's probably one of my favorite recipes in the book. With the sauce and the glaze, and the chicken comes out just great and fantastic, and it surely is a winner.
Oh, for sure. Well, like I said, once you told me cheer wine, I'm like, okay, that's the first one I'm doing when I get the book when it comes out. Because we at my house we eat a ton of chicken, because there's so much stuff you can do with it,
Sure.
So. But that cheer wine,
You could certainly put that barbecue sauce. It's a barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
You could certainly put it. It would make a great rib glaze. Use it like Sam Jones did on pork belly burn ends. But man, was it just fantastic! And I had to get some cheer wine smuggled in. I couldn't find any, so I got a friend up in Charlotte, North Carolina, that smuggled it for me.
Yep, that's how I got hooked on it. My friend Matt Hussey, on YouTube, the Hungry Hussey.
Sure.
And he every video he always has a cheer wine with him. And I go, what is this cheer wine? Because I always heard him talking. Like when one of us would go live, and all the boys would come in. And we wound up with just a giant chat room going, just talking shop. And he's always, the cheer wine. I'm like, what is this cheer wine? Being Northeast, I never heard of it. So it's like, is it a wine? Is it a Southern wine? Like from, like muscadine wine from like the berries and, all that stuff. He goes, no, it's a soda. It's highly carbonated, like a cherry soda. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to get my hands on some of this. And when I had the first one, it's like, oh my God, where have you been all my life?
It's all the cheer wine. Big Red is certainly a cherry cola, but cheer wine is more of and my palate picks up like almost like a cherry cream soda.
Mm-hmm.
It has there's a little bit of vanilla in there too that gets you a little bit, but I much prefer the cheer wine in all the red drinks.
Oh, for sure. Ooh. For sure. Let's see. Who is Alicia? What's happening? Thank you for tuning in. Kim, thank you. There he is. Oh, okay, Big Rome is in the house. All right, I didn't see him before. What's up, my brother? Texas BBQ Chapter. So, obviously, you're back at home, but you had a pretty cool weekend.
I worked my ass off and had the greatest time, and I'm ready to do it again. I spent my week at Memphis in May. It's the World Championship Barbecue Cooking Contest. The who's who of barbecue is there. If you're in the barbecue world, everyone is there. Tuffy Stone is there. Myron Mixon and his crew is there. Melissa Cookston, who is a multi-time hog winner, is there. Our good friends, we were in the rib category. So, across the way from us were our good friends, Megan and Jason Day from Burnt Finger Barbecue. But the way Memphis in May is structured, it's different than a KCBS contest. So a KCBS, you're turning in chicken, ribs, pork, and brisket. You're doing all 4 categories. In Memphis, it's all about the pork.
Yeah, it's the MBN rules. Memphis Barbecue Network.
One category. We did ribs. You can do shoulder. And when I say shoulder, the guys there are doing the butts, which is what we all know as the Boston butt, but it's connected to the picnic.
Yeah.
And it has the skin on, so you're doing the entire shoulder.
Whole
shoulder. Butt down to the elbow, you're turning that in. And then also the whole hog is the main event. And it just super fun. We had there were 104 rib teams. If that gives you perspective on how many people are at this event. I think there was over 200 teams competing total, but 104 of them were rib teams. And we had a fantastic cook. We were one of the only teams cooking on a stick burner. We had my good friend Chris Gentry's got a 500-gallon primitive pit.
Yeah. And
so he hauled that up to Memphis, and we cooked our 20. I think we had 24 racks of hand-picked Cheshire Farms, pork baby back ribs, and we had a great cook. Came in 23rd out of 104, so we were pretty pleased by that with our first outing.
Yeah. I was seeing all the posts on Facebook, and everyone was at Memphis in May. Everyone's there. Now, were you cooking by yourself, or were you with another team?
So I was on a team. My friend Chris Gentry, he took his Gentry's Barbecue.
Okay.
We were Gentry's Barbecue this weekend, but he also has a shop in Orlando, the Winter Park area of Orlando. And there's only 3 of us on the team. Yeah. So we did our ribs on Saturday, and then we did 9 ancillary categories leading up to that. And we were spread pretty thin, but we had a great time. Yeah.
Now, what were some of the ancillaries? I know I was actually on the way up to the studio. I was listening to Malcolm Reed. And he was talking about it wasn't the National Turkey Federation, but a turkey group was one of the sponsors. In
Turkey Smoke.
Which one was it?
Turkey Smoke.
Okay.
Is the name of it, and it's Honeysuckle Turkey, I think, sponsored it.
Okay.
But they basically give you a whole turkey and go, here, do whatever you want to do with it. And so our entry was I cut the thigh leg quarters off, separated those parts, separated the breasts, cooked those Texas style, salt, pepper in a butter poach, did it that way. The thigh leg combo, I took the bone out, pulled all the pin bones out, rubbed it with sage, and then I did what's called a roulade. So I rolled that thigh leg into a log, cooked it that way.
Oh,
Had
wow.
beautiful crispy skin. You'd slice right through it, tender and juicy. It all stayed together in a pinwheel. And we had a turkey demi-glace we put over top of it. It was fantastic.
Oh, that sounds incredible. Chris Wazitsky, what's up, brother? So Craig McPherson C-Mac asks, ask about the weather in Memphis this year.
So Memphis seems like every year there's some sort of storm that comes through. And I had literally just built my seafood box. I closed the lid, popped the buttons in, and here come the cops on their little ATVs coming through. Everybody's got to seek shelter.
Yeah.
And we were at, I don't know, some field, the University of Memphis football field. They said it's a mandatory evacuation. We're expecting high winds, torrential downpour, lightning. Everybody's got to go to the stadium, which is odd because it's an open stadium.
Yeah.
I guess we huddled under
the concourse,
and everything. But yeah, so there my seafood box just sat for, we dumped it in the cooler, but yeah, I had to and I'm out, at that point I'm out of ingredients. So we had about a 3-hour delay there. But yeah, we got wet like we always do in Memphis. And regardless of the forecast, there's always going to be a storm. Yeah.
Because like you said, you run into the weather at this event or that event, and okay, you got the little take a shelter, but when the event actually puts a Facebook post out, there's some serious weather coming through.
It happens every year.
Yeah.
It happens every year,
Now, how was it this year? Because they moved locations from down from the river to right around that stadium area.
So the river is going through like a $60 million renovation, and they're doing all the construction down there. When it was at the river, it was always nice and tight and compact, and you knew where everyone was at, and you knew it was a tight group, and that was a pro. One of the cons is when it rains, it's a huge mud pit.
Yeah.
So moving it to the stadium was nice because you were on concrete. There was no mud slush, no mud fest everywhere. Downside was because it is on concrete, it's spread out more.
Yeah.
But load in, load out, super easy.
Yeah.
There's in that stadium, there's about 8 or 9 different entrances and exits. So load in, load out was pretty simple. But I don't know what they're going to do. They're talking about moving it back to the river. I really can't see them investing $60 million in that and then have us barbecue dudes come in there and just wreck everything.
Tear it up, yeah.
With trailers and mud. I just can't imagine it. If it stays at the stadium, I'm okay with it. But it certainly doesn't have the same vibe that it used to have at the river.
Cool. Yeah, that was a great time. And seeing all the posts, gets your brother jealous. Need to schedule a little bit better.
Yeah, you need to make a trip down there sometime next year.
Heck yeah. But I would be remiss if I didn't bring up this topic, because when you were on, now you had to have been, let's see, probably July of 2020 when you were on with the first book, and you were saying you had just taken possession of a building to open. You were planning on opening your barbecue store, the Playing with Fire Barbecue Emporium.
Yeah.
So how has it gone? You're closing in on 2 years now of the store being open. So especially open it with everything with the COVID and all that crap. How's everything going?
I think for a business in its first 2 years of business, its first 18 months of business, is doing fantastic. That's where I am now. I'm in the office at the shop right now, and it's nice and quiet. We're closed today, so I'm here. Kind of people. I see. I'm looking at the cameras up here in the right hand corner. People are pulling in, and the door's locked. But they see my truck here, and they know that somebody's here. But no, we're doing fantastic. And really and truly, playing with fire is a snapshot of my backyard.
Okay.
And I've gone through every cooker, every brand, every accessory, and I've handpicked what, in my opinion, is the best of every category.
Yep.
We carry Big Green Egg. It's hard to be have an egg book and not carry Big Green Egg.
Yep.
Probably our number one mover as far as grills go are the Pits and Spits pellet smokers. These guys are beast mode. They're all hand built in Houston, Texas. When you think of a pellet smoker, some of them are so flimsy. When you open the lid, you feel like you're ripping the hood right off of it. You're not going to feel that with these guys. They're all welded. Nothing's bolted together. They're absolutely beast mode. We carry Napoleon grills. We can order Twin Eagles, Delta Heats, stuff like that. Of course, I'm a huge PK guy, so we've got the PK guys, the PK grills in here. And then, of course, with the book, we've got Alpha ovens. We did all of our wood oven cooking in an Alpha oven. We did the offset in our Pits and Spits offset, and then our open fire pit chapter was cooked over a Brio. Now, a Brio, y'all have heard of the solo stoves. They're everywhere. Problem with the solo stoves for me here, we've tried to be conscious in not supporting Chinese made products. And so the solo stove, however, is made overseas. The Brio is similar to that in the smokeless technology, made in Pennsylvania, but they have a cookability to them. The top rim is a sear plate, almost
like an art flame.
C-Mac with his art flame, very similar to that, but now you're searing on top of your fire pit. There's also an optional post that goes on top with a grill grate. You can raise and lower that. So it's a very cool. It can be a fire pit, or if you need, for entertainment, or if you want to, you're enjoying an evening by the fire and you're hungry, you want to put a steak on, put that grill attachment on top of it. Use that heat source and the light that you're already burning, and use it to cook with.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. Where was it? Gray asked, where is the shop located? I know Gray's in the Atlanta area.
We are up in Swanee. Swanee is about 30 minutes northeast of Atlanta.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. So
what is super cool about the shop is I've got a pegboard of the United States, and I've got a big pin where playing with fire is, and then anytime somebody drives in from out of state, out of town, and buys a grill and takes it home with them, I put an orange dot, an orange pin everywhere. And I think this little bitty shop here, we got grills now in about 20 different states.
Oh, that's awesome.
I got them in Texas. I got them in, one guy drove all the way from California, had his big motor home pulled up out front, took a grill home with him. And it's fun. It's fun that people see the shop through my social media and through my online presence that way. And it's become sort of a destination. If they're coming through Atlanta, they stop by.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Gregory says ships all over the country. You love supporting him from Cincinnati. So you got an online presence also now?
We're working to build our website.
Okay.
We can certainly, if somebody calls us, we can certainly ship wherever they want to go. We can work it out that way. But we are working on a, input your credit card type of, .com to work to where we can take orders that way.
Oh,
yeah.
Perfect. Well, brother, this has been awesome. And once again, it goes so quick. We are up against it. But like I said, Craig, brother, finally able to meet you. Like I said, I missed the one the first time on. But appreciate you taking time to come in, talk about the new book coming out June 14th. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, all the other bookstores, get your pre-orders in, still taking those. So get that. The Live Fire Cooking by Craig Tabor. If it's anything like your Big Green Egg book, like you said, you got another success on your hand. I'm sure it is, because you're going the whole different traditional route with the stick burning and all that. But continued success, brother, with the books. Continued success with the shop. You see the smile on your face that you're doing what you're loving, brother, and that's what's most important.
Absolutely love it, and it is funny. My wife says to me, she says, we're looking at our calendars and schedules, and you have to work, X day, and I go, no. I get to go hang out in a barbecue shop and talk barbecue all day.
Yeah,
I love it. Absolutely love it.
Don't get much better than that, brother.
Right, man. That's right, baby.
Awesome. Just real quick to finish it out, where can everybody find you on social media?
So personally, it's at Craig Tabor, Tabor. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can find the shop, Play W Fire BBQ, everywhere else. And check us out. Stop next time y'all are driving through Atlanta. Stop in, poke your head in, come see us.
Sounds great, brother. Awesome, man. Thank you so much. Hang on 1 second. Let me close it out, and we'll jump on back real quick with you.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Absolutely
Can't
tremendous.
wait. Another one on pre-order for me.
Oh, can't wait. The Big Green Egg book was absolutely tremendous. So this is going to be right up there with him. Like I said, he just exudes that passion, for the barbecue and the live fire cooking, and it's great to see. And to thank all the authors out there in the barbecue world, sharing the tips and trips and recipes and some secrets with all of us, because that's what it's all about. The barbecue family, not necessarily barbecue community, but the barbecue family is really what it is. Family. But well, Chrissy, that's it for this week.
That's it,
guys. Tune in next week. You are not going to want to miss it. Nope. It is the Catalina Wine Mixer.
Woohoo, boats and hose.
Episode 200. And I'll just give you as a hint. And we're putting the band back together, how the Blues Brothers say. Mm-hmm. So there's going to be a few faces up on this desk.
You might know them.
Next week. So tune in for that. Catch all the audio wherever podcasts are found. Catch your video on YouTube and Facebook. On YouTube, hit that subscribe button and notification bell. You have all our episodes right there at your fingertips. On social media, find everything down below. Questions and comments, please send it to Pit Life BBQ Podcast at gmail.com. Like always, subscribe, rate, and review. Hit that share button. Let's go get the word out. And until next week, keep that smoke rolling.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.